They call discipline a prison, I call it liberation. Master your actions, master your life. I have seen leaders free from appetite make clearer choices, and aligned choice spares wasted energy. Do set a morning cadence, record 3 daily priorities, and end evening with honest account. You now drift at every gust, you after 30 days command your hours. I once led a small company beset by lax routine and missed duty. I imposed brief rules, then measured their practice each dawn. Confidence returned, tasks aligned, foes of delay found no foothold. Takeaway: small, disciplined acts multiply into wide, lasting freedom. Do set one small rule, practice it daily, measure observance each dawn, reflect weekly. True liberty of command grows from self-rule and visible habit, for followers mirror inner order and trust forms where pattern is steady. Do pronounce small rules clearly, inspect practice daily, reward punctuality and correct lapses swiftly. Mistakes arise in harsh dogma and indulgent softness, avoid both by testing rules for fit. Measure missed tasks falling by 50% in 30 days. Do right today's single, binding rule aloud. Constraint refines imagination, structure births novel action. When habits reduce noise, insight grows without added hours. Do clear one decision from your day, batch similar tasks, set a 2-hour uninterrupted window. Record one solved problem weekly, you now squander thought in small choices, you after 30 days find deeper solutions. Self-command models liberty, and grants others room to act. Leaders who hold fast invite initiative, lax leaders invite drift. Do entrust tasks with clear limits, audit outcomes weekly, withdraw correction with measured courtesy. Mistakes come as over-control and absent standards, avoid both by naming one boundary and enforcing it. Measure initiative rising by 20% in 60 days, now assign one task wholly to a deputy. Ask yourself, does restraint bind, or does it release? I tell you plainly, self-discipline is the path to liberty. A leader who masters himself breaks no law but makes his own. You now drift, you after 30 days hold choice and aim. To command freedom by discipline, practice these 4 acts without fail. Accept a single task to finish each dawn, then rise. Measure the span you spend, cut every needless hour away. Record each breach, confess it, then repair the error before dusk. Once I saw a governor whose men fought like wind-blown reeds. He vowed one discipline each morning and kept no more. By his single rule, the line held firm and supplies reached camp. Takeaway: a single steady law secures freedom for many. Common errors are many promises and mercy toward every failing act. Refuse broad vows, make one iron rule and hold to it. Measure progress by counting faultless days, mark 30 days as proof. You now bear scattered promises, you after 30 days command steady law. When you govern your appetite, no counselor can sway your will. Assign responsibility to yourself before you assign it to any man. Limit indulgence, reward restraint with clearer counsel and steadier troops. Keep the ledger of tasks and refuse those that blur command. I close this test, but a trial remains that will judge you. Tonight choose one task and keep it through dawn, invite report. If you complete 30 such nights, the world will offer you less counsel. Return with an account, and I shall name the next trial. Discipline is not a yoke, it is the treasury of freedom. When I govern my appetite and hours, my realm of action widens. This matter removes chaos from counsel and sharpens choices into purpose. Do plan the day by sunrise, do set small manageable rules, do cut one indulgence. You now keep battles brief, avoid haste as mistake, measure by 7 dawns. Why do men call discipline prison while craving its fruit? I watched a commander who slew distraction and multiplied his scouts. He rose before others, fed the sentries, and repaired the banners. His army moved with lightness, victory came without frenzy. Takeaway: small daily strictures yield swift readiness. Do mark 3 faults, do remedy 1 each dawn, do praise 1 correct act. As I promised, mastery of small rules births mastery of armies. When you rule habits, others cannot steer your course. List 3 daily rules, do bind them in ink, do forswear 1 comfort weekly. Avoid zeal without mercy, measure by 21 days, you after 30 days will stand freer, begin now, name your 3. Self-rule multiplies the weight of your orders. When you are disciplined, you may loosen reins of many and trust them. Do teach the rule, do test with small task, do withdraw control gradually. Mistake is loose trust, avoid sudden seating, measure by 14 days. You after 14 days will know whom to relieve of toil. Freedom without discipline births only the semblance of liberty. To lead men, first govern your inner court and shadow. Do name 3 temptations, do draw firm limits, do reward restraint openly. Avoid vanity in showing rules, measure by 1 month. You after 30 days will feel steadier, begin this hour, write rules and burn 1 indulgence. Discipline is seen as a prison, I name it the road to free command, and I will teach swift measures tonight. Master yourself, let no man bind your will. Because unchecked desire scatters purpose, a leader must build habit and guard intent. Order within makes swift action possible when fortunes shift, habit supplies speed. Begin, rise at first watch and set 1 clear aim for the day, then defend it. Bind yourself with small oaths that guide each day's motion. They matter because small habits harden into character, and character commands every action of a leader. Choose 3 micro-promises and attach each to a watch, binding them to habit. Repeat each promise 7 times before midday. You now bargain with will, you after 30 days hold steady, measure by completion rate, aim for 90%. Once I kept 1 vow, speak truth at dawn. Mockery followed, when storm came, truth guided allies, and their steadiness won the day. Takeaway: small fidelity summons greater trust, and trust yields freedom to act. Error: grand vows without practice collapse, avoid by shrinking scope. Practice now, perform the dawn vow tomorrow, record result, and resume at once. Guard thresholds and the world narrows threats. Discipline is a gate admitting only chosen actions, it conserves strength for decisive use. Name 3 gates, time, attention, resource, and decide the guard for each. Seal 1 gate today, refuse assaults, and log each breach without excuse. Tonight, perform 1 aligned act, report in 7 days, and, as promised earlier, measure mastery. Discipline begins where indulgence ends, and liberty follows its trail when stewarded wisely. A few sacred non-negotiables free you to act with swift, clear purpose without needless counsel. They shrink decisions and guard your counsel from needless interference from day to day. Define 3 daily non-negotiables that protect attention and choice and accept sacrifice to keep them. Declare them aloud to your closest captains and bind them by oath or mark. Guard these acts as firmly as you guard the mountain pass, let no petty plea unseat them. End each evening by listing victories and breaches, then resolve corrections and name the first action for dawn. You now wander under clashing wants, you after 30 days possess steadier command. Do list your 3 non-negotiables now, and present them at dawn to the council or to silence. A young general kept 1 rule, he never answered matters before dawn and he slept little, but well. By sunrise he had measured threats, and his answers were clear and few, so men trusted the bell. The host moved without debate because confusion died at morning's gate and speed became their shield. Takeaway: one disciplined habit turned indecision into swift, communal action. Avoid 2 errors, rules for show, and rules without review. Correct leniency quickly, and prune rights that no longer serve purpose. Measure for 30 days, tallying adherence at dawn and dusk. If adherence climbs to 80%, broaden delegation. As I promised earlier, this is the first step to bind many to one will. MicroQuest: tonight set your first 3 non-negotiables and keep them. I declare, discipline is the gate to liberty for any leader who would master fate and field. Self-command makes a leader sovereign over circumstance and less subject to praise, fear, or chance. When I range the fields I see how desire unbound ruins plans, scatters men, and forfeits victory. Order your days with measure and the world yields pathways to deeds otherwise hidden to the rash. Begin each morning by commanding your rise and fixing the chief purpose that governs every small decision. List each morning one single aim which will govern your hour and order the work you keep. Do 3 focused deeds that support that aim, and refuse tasks that distract from this chosen work. Set clear limits for pleasure, for counsel, and for willful talking. Check these limits before dusk each day. Error: small triumphs deceive commanders into softness. Avoid this by marking faults plainly each night and naming remedy. Score progress as the percent of planned acts completed each week. You now wander, you after 30 days hold steadiness. Recall my earlier promise of inner rule. I once tested it upon a small garrison by the river. They rose by plan, kept counsel at noon, kept stores in order, and refused excess even after victory. Their steadiness turned wavering neighbors to allies without a blade drawn and without needless boast. Takeaway: when a leader governs himself the whole host follows. Tonight write tomorrow's 3 acts and keep them. Sustain discipline by binding habit to ritual and witness, so your soul grows accustomed to steady law. Name one ally to receive your nightly report and make him true judge of your failings and your gains. In 3 moons, review the ledger. The measure will show if self-rule has become second nature. I bind my choices so that action becomes boundless and clear. Constrain your options to conserve the will and sharpen decisive movement. When choice multiplies, hesitation grows and enemies seize openings swiftly. List 3 non-negotiable actions each dawn, commit them to memory and steal without debate. Remove petty choices from your path before noon to guard energy. Assign one ritual that marks beginning and ending of steady labor daily, and bless it. Record failures that follow broken restraint and study their cost without pride, and alter the plan accordingly. Decide fewer aims, and execute each with greater force and less regret. I once led a company rich in ability but poor in restraint. They danced among tasks and failed to strike when the chance opened. I removed choices, named a single objective, and demanded measured repetition each day until skill hardened. Takeaway: restraint formed habit. Habit freed the commander to move without hindrance. Mistake 1: treat constraint as punishment rather than a chosen instrument. Avoid by framing limits as strategy and by choosing them during calm. Mistake 2: rely on will alone and ignore structures that carry habit. Pledge the plan to 2 comrades and ask for honest rebuke every week, and record their counsel. Count completed non-negotiables nightly. Aim for 90% completion each week. You now disperse power among whims. You after 30 days hold a single will. Seek the way to temper desire without cruelty. I will show the method soon, but measure your heart first. Tonight, list 3 voluntary restraints, declare them to a companion, and begin tomorrow. Master thyself, and none may master thee.